is just going to be a quick tutorial on how to get a Webex meeting set up on your calendar. First thing you do is open up your Microsoft Outlook, get to your calendar, select the date. We'll use August 1st. There's nothing going on that day. We'll double click on it to open up our event pane. Let's give it a title, and in this case we'll call it a test event. Location we're not going to worry about because we're going to set this up as a Webex meeting. We're going to want to make sure we give it a time. We're not going to want to start too early. Let's go 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock, a nice 1 hour meeting. If your meeting runs over, that's fine. If it goes short, that's fine. It doesn't make any difference. You just want to let your attendees kind of know what they're in for. The next thing that we'll do is we're going to click this button here in the ribbon that says Add Webex Meeting. So we're going to click on that. It's going to say that it's going to talk to the Webex server. And now all of our Webex meeting information is attached here right in our event. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to invite some people to our meeting. So you can invite people from within the organization, from outside, whoever it is that you're trying to meet with. If it's a staff meeting, that's great. If you're just trying to set up a virtual meeting with a fire department, training officer, fire chief, MABUS group, whatever it happens to be, you can do all that here. So we're just going to invite Bill and let's say Mitzi and Scott. Just because they're required doesn't mean that the meeting won't happen if they're not there. It's just letting those people know that you would really like for them to be at the meeting. Let's say we're talking about some stuff that's going to go on in the office and we think it might be nice if Mary and maybe Janet were also there. They're optional. They kind of have, maybe they want to be there, maybe they don't want to be there, but we're not necessarily requiring them. In the top part of our event, we can always put in here, this is a test. Please don't respond. I'm not actually going to send it, so nobody will ever see that. But if you do have some notes that you want to put in, if you want to add attachments, you can drag Word documents, images, PDFs, whatever you need to be in here. Say you have an agenda for the meeting or a document that you want to review, whatever that happens to be, you can drop all that stuff right in here as well. Before we get out of this or before we send this event, let's look at the preferences. It's going to open up another little pane here on the side. I generally don't worry about a password. All these other things are fine. The thing that we want to talk about is choosing a co-host for the meeting. So depending on how your meeting is set up, you may want maybe Bill, if he gets there first, he can start the meeting. He'll already be set up that he can be a presenter, so you don't have to hand off the little Webex ball to anyone else during the meeting to be able to present or to control the screen. So we'll click update. So when this invitation goes out, Bill will also be able to be a co-host. We'll just X out of that. And basically we are ready to go. The only thing left to do is click the send button, and this will fire off to every one of your required and optional attendees, just like any other event that you might set up on your calendar. The only thing left to touch on, and you can see that I switched over to another actual meeting that we had today, is once you send this off, you'll be able to track the people that were invited. And you can see if they accepted it, if they denied it. Generally, the person who organized the meeting does not have to do anything. So that you can see that Bill organized this meeting, so he doesn't have a response, but everyone else who was in on the meeting accepted it. So just a good practice so that when you do receive any type of an invitation for a Webex meeting or otherwise, when it pops up in your email, when you click accept, it will automatically populate it right into your calendar, which is super handy. You can categorize the meeting however you'd like if it hasn't done that already for you. And it gives the organizer just a pretty good idea of how many people to actually expect, or if there's anyone that they need to follow up with. And that's how you set up a Webex meeting through Outlook. If you have any other questions, I'm sure there are some other great tutorials out there, or give me a shout and I'll do what I can to help you out.